Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. This is going to be a bit of an emergency daily cryptocurrency market update. We are on a cliff's edge right now in regards to Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. We're going to be diving into it and talking about it in this video. The structure that we are currently in is definitely leaning towards imminent downside, and not just the structure that Bitcoin is presenting itself. Altcoins are starting to roll, and we're seeing all this happening on the back of a rising dollar. So you guys know that despite this pullback, I believe that the dollar is going to see actually potentially could go on to put in a new high. I think fundamentally all the reasons for it to do so are there. Also technically, we've seen this play out before. So it's been a very interesting one because we had the FTX contagion and the kind of crash and the insolvency. The cryptocurrency market actually hasn't benefited from a weak dollar, whereas most other markets, and we'll just use the S&P as an example, have actually seen a lot of benefit from this downtime for the dollar, whereas crypto hasn't. And right now, guys, you are, unfortunately, looking like you're actually going to take this low out. So we've said that this area of consolidation is essentially what you have usually when you break out of a range. So we've also said that there's a hell of a lot of similarity between the consolidation that we're currently seeing and the consolidation that we had in 2018 before we saw, another 50 or 40+% downside. And just to show you that again, before we get into everything else, we've got some really interesting news. Also there's a lot of similarities. I was running through this with my Patreons yesterday, talking about the fact that the Luna crash and the FTX collapse, we're at a very similar point in terms of, 40K range. We were consolidating for 120 days. Then we had the Luna fiasco. We broke the range, we consolidated, and then saw further downside. Doing pretty much exactly the same thing today. Now, those of you that follow me will be more than ready and equipped to deal with this. Certainly, if you're on my Patreon, we are not just ready for this, expecting it and looking to potentially capitalize off of it. And you can see the similarity here between these two structures. It is imminent. We also have some news in regards to the Ethereum wallet that essentially hacked FTX and the fact that they are now dumping their Ethereum. There are so many negative catalysts to what's going on right now that the only sort of bullish narrative that I see floating around is people saying that everyone's bearish. You can see the similarity between 2008 structure and the structure that we're currently in. I think we're just at this period of consolidation here and have significantly more downside to come. We also spoke about the MACD, 3-day weekly cross, 3-day cross, death cross, and how this has all typically led in this bear market to a 50% sell-off. The stars are somewhat aligning for downside, ladies and gentlemen. It's important that you guys are aware of it. We're just being honest. You can see the similarities here as well. You typically, when you break a range that you've been holding for a significant period of time, will get some sort of a pushback before you see that continuation to the downside. You're essentially just doing setting up a grinding structure, this kind of golf ball, as we call it, that I think may lead to downside. Maybe you get a push here. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just see that continuation. And to me, I think today is going to be a pretty downward day, given the fact that we are seeing dollar strength. You've had a reversal here for the dollar that we've been watching. You've had your head and shoulders on the 1 hourly. So I think this is going to push up. And I actually do believe that the dollar potentially is going to go on to put in new all-time highs. I know it seems rather far-fetched, but I think fundamentally it was due a pullback, or technically, sorry, it was due a pullback. I think it reasserts, and I think everything will fall into line, because this is the tune that we are dancing to, is this kind of macro dollar dominance theme. And yes, Bitcoin hasn't followed it last week because of the FTX contagion, or the past 2 weeks, but other markets have. And I think even though we didn't benefit from the downside of the dollar, we will certainly not benefit from the upside of the dollar, if that makes sense, in the sense that we'll fall back into line and sell off. You also have gold down today. You have your Asian market down. You have the UK market down. You've got the stock futures down. To me, you know, this is kind of pre-warning that it's going to be quite a negative day for the crypto market. And the problem with it being a negative day, given where you are, is you potentially are going to sweep these lows. So you're just grinding here. So lots of people actually try and make a bullish argument and say that this is a symmetrical triangle. Even if it was a symmetrical triangles are typically trend continuation patterns. We've been continuing like a hound on this trail, on this trend, to say that there's further downside. And there absolutely is, guys. And we've just shown you something straight off the bat. I really do recommend that anybody that is wanting to take investing and trading and becoming immersed in markets seriously to join my Patreon. Bit of self-advertisement there, but I really do think it's worth it. We did a meeting yesterday that you'll, of course, unlock when you join the Patreon. That really, I think, summarized a lot of what's going on now. It's a very technical update, but well worth a watch. So we are ultimately expecting more downside. This is not convincingly bottoming structure. You're seeing literally no strength here. We even tweeted out last night before we had the bulk of this sell-off that things were looking rather weak. And ultimately, given how everything's kind of shaping up today, I do think you're going to see that further continuation to the downside for the cryptocurrency market. Just to show you this as well, this is 2008's bar pattern. And I think we still have this to come. And this kind of aligns with what we're saying for Bitcoin. This is the S&P for anybody that's interested. You know, I still think we have this further downside to take place. And we've given out so much free alpha on this channel in regards to looking at even things like the unemployment rate and the economy generally. And you know, we've really stressed all this until we've been blue in the face. So hopefully you guys have, you know, taken this on board. We were bearish throughout this whole time period, even though we had this rally and all these sort of bullish idiots were, not idiots, that's the wrong thing to say. All these bulls were, you know, having their minute in the sun. Only for them to be wrong, calling this the low, even though none of them bought it here. If you look at the volume that was traded here, it's very low. Only for us to now capitulate and head down lower. We were also bearish here. And I think these are going to play out in the exact same manner, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get into a little bit of the news. Now we've flown over the technicals. Again, this is interesting. Go and check my Twitter. If you're not already following me on Twitter, @RealAllInCrypto is where you want to go. This is from FX Hedge. 134 firms affiliated with FTX are filing for bankruptcy. This is what I mean. We haven't seen the full contagion and the full fallout of the FTX drama. We've seen people position for the fallout, but we haven't seen the actual fallout. And I think we're going to start to see that over the coming weeks and months. This is just a bit about the macro situation. This is the US personal savings rate. It's at a pretty much, you know, historic low. Now, if you go back, there has been periods where it's been lower. But the US personal saving rate at all-time low, while 1 trillion in credit card at all-time high. So we've spoken about this before, and this is reflective. You know, why is inflation coming down? Why are we seeing that? Inflation coming down is deemed bullish, but people are jumping the gun on that because inflation is coming down because people are broke, okay? One reason we've maintained a continuous bearish stance is because we do not think, just like we said here we were bearish, that a rally is going to be sustained under this market environment. We think that liquidity is being taken out of these assets and into debt, rather messily spelt there. So, you know, this is the environment that we're in. Deal with it. There will come a time where we can flip bullish, but there'll be front runners into that kind of a period. So we maintain a bearish outlook until there is reason not to. I want to move on to this news because this is significant. This is from Mario Northall. Just woke up to the FTX hacker dumping Ethereum, but didn't Reuters report that the hack was actually the Bahamas SEC? So this is what I mean. There was lots of speculation on who actually hacked the Ethereum address or FTX, and you can actually follow the address. This guy has a significant amount of Ethereum that he is now dumping on to the market. More than $600 million in Ethereum have been hacked on FTX and they're dumping them. I don't think it was a hack, more like an inside job. I believe this as well. I think that this is probably somebody that worked for FTX that knew how to hack it. If you're going to trade, do it with caution. Should bounce on the following days. Disagree with this. You know, Bitcoin is looking weak as hell right now, guys. This is not bottoming structure at all. This is you're just about to roll structure. We're not ruling out the fact that you have this kind of 3 impulsive bounce. You know, you put in one here, you put in one here, and then you fall it, and you do something like that, potentially. or you could just spill, and that might come on the back end of a weak stock market today, a strong dollar, and so on and so forth. That's my probable scenario for today. We are already short, guys, a number of altcoins, but we will see how that plays out. We may have to get out and readjust. That's how the game of day trading goes. Also, if you want to start day trading, you want to get familiar with it, guys, you're welcome to join the Patreon. That's a part of it. I trade most days, so I kind of share what I'm doing with you guys. Again, this is recent news in regards to the FTX drainer. Another 15k Ethereum wiped out from the FTX drainer today. The quicker they empty, the better. Probably rip off the band-aid. Yeah, indeed. So this needs to get over and done with, guys. They need to essentially... the slower that they do this, the more prolonged this is going to be. And even once they've done this, what other companies are going to have to go insolvent and sell off their assets and potentially crypto assets? You know, it's a very fragile time to be in the market, certainly looking to place those longs. Maybe this is the bottom. Okay, and you put all your capital in here. Maybe you're going to do well, but I think that the downside risk is far, far greater than the upside risk. And it's my opinion, I could be wrong, time will tell, that we still have lower lows to come and that we're making our way down there. But you guys that follow this channel daily are ready for that. You're equipped. And you're looking to capitalize on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that the cryptocurrency market presents. That is all I've got for you in this video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, like, as always, appreciate it as a comment. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. Have a fantastic Monday, guys. Start that week off with a bang. You know, no slacking this week, guys. Make the most of it. See you in the next YouTube video, guys.